Developed infrastructure. This pillar aims at developing and modernizing the national infrastructure for the purpose of improving the quality of life for all. Development infrastructure means network infrastructure for water supply, wastewater, stormwater, and land transport to the extent that it is controlled by local authorities. Infrastructure can often be produced on a smaller scale by private firms or through local authorities. Also, infrastructure can be classified as soft or hard, and both are essential to the economy and quality of life of a society. This pillar aims to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all, also to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Hello and welcome, the viewers, to your program, New Kuwait, in which we will talk about many subjects and topics related to our national development plan to achieve a new Kuwait vision by 2035. In today's episode, we will talk about community with our special guest, technology expert, Mr. Mohammed Badr. Hello and welcome, Mr. Mohammed.
Welcome.
It's, as I said earlier, previous episode, it's always a pleasure to have you here in the
Likewise,
show to tell us about our national development plan. Now let's talk about community engagement in terms of to be participating in our national development plan.
Yes.
Tell us about this subject.
See that the community, there is a big role about the community to enhance or to let them to understand the vision of New Kuwait. That will help all the sector of the community to focus in one vision and one mission to be able to reach for that role. How we can maintain the community in such a level? It's between, there is a big cooperation should be between the civil community, between the non-government sector with the government sector, and how they were gonna enhance to make it clear for most of the community and for the importance of changing. The importance of changing and why we need the change and why we need to have a new Kuwait.
I think in our culture in Kuwait, we empower new ideas.
Yes.
We stay by our government, because if you want to implement new regulations and new laws, we have to beat the obstacles to achieve this thing.
Yes.
So are we doing that? Because a new technology is coming fast, new things coming fast.
See, as I mentioned, the community, there is a big role on it, and it helps the government if they are going to the right direction or not. For example, you can find a lot of innovations happening around the globe, and the community can participate in the gathering, in the exhibition, and whatever any social event mentioning that it is in demand to reach for that goal. So it will gonna be kind of part of the non-government organization with the government organization. They can participate together, and that will help the community to have a clear understanding about the new role and the vision. There is an international, the government, for example, they have made a partnership with the international companies to come to Kuwait to participate, to start to shift the knowledge to the community here.
Yes.
And that will help them out to do the kind of trading, kind of exchange knowledge. Therefore, you will find the government, they build the strategic part of New Kuwait with the help of the international expertise.
This will help with our economy, of course, and to make Kuwait a financial hub.
Yes.
Because this is something not easy to make it in just this a state without new technologies or international companies in it.
That will help them by, even though participating, taking the ownership for the incubator. Like, for example, I can build a kind of incubator. You will find here a lot of Kuwaitis entrepreneur.
Yes.
They have a new ideas. They need someone to support them. They need someone to support logistic and financial and the idea it's booming, and you have a lot of experience. A lot of examples happen in Kuwait. You will find a kind of entrepreneur. They have been taking care of the government,
Yes.
and they enhance them, and they support them, and their idea and their companies become regionally very famous.
Yes.
So that's the role of the community here, that to find out where exactly the talented and what exactly they looking for, and they can build kind of space for them to start to fly with the region, to
Yes.
build companies, to build the new ideas, to build, name it, whatever that it comes, and the return of the success will gonna be come back to the country. They can take the sponsorship out of it.
And now let's talk about the entrepreneurs, because in Kuwait we have the freedom of supporting junior, let's call them,
Yes.
or maybe small entrepreneurs, because they have many companies or businesses, startups in Kuwait. We saw them small, and then suddenly they are big,
Yes.
and they're supporting the community.
Yes.
Is this a crucial thing in the community to support the entrepreneurs?
See, you will find a good part here in Kuwait. You will find there are a lot of talented entrepreneurs. They building a local franchise. Means that they are not copying someone from outside.
Yeah.
They build their own franchise.
Yes.
They build their own idea.
But with the same philosophy or concept?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they need to expand in the region. So that's why you will find it starts from Kuwait, and then
Yes.
you will find it goes to the region, goes to somewhere else, and because you have a lot of talent there. They study the idea from all the perspective. It is marketing perspective, how useful for the community itself, the product, it's the quality of the product. So you will find it is they succeed, and they extend their reach and market penetration from Kuwait to the region as well.
The negative thing about starting your company or starting something new
No.
and not taking a franchise from outside, from the United States or maybe anywhere in the world, it's that thing is 100%. They say it's a sure thing. So when you start something, let's say a coffee shop or anything, and you have it like a Kuwaiti name,
Yes.
even Kuwaitis will say, this is not the thing I want, because I saw this in United States, I saw it in Japan, whatever. So it's a huge risk to start your own thing.
The audience here in Kuwait, or the target customer, they are smart. They are not that stupid, and they are very smart, and they are picky about the quality of the product that they are they are using, they are drinking, they are eating.
So they will fairly judge you.
Yes, after they use it. So
Yes.
that's why you can find a lot of, and I name it in Kuwait, I cannot comply the international marketing strategy on Kuwait, because Kuwait is very unique market. It's different than the other market. If you succeed, you will succeed.
Yes.
If you will fail,
So if you have a good product, you
Yes.
will certainly succeed.
yes.
And this
definitely.
is better for our economy than to take an outside franchise.
That's gonna be, as you mentioned, our goal to be a financial hub.
Yes.
So if I need to be a financial hub, you have to go with the
Make the money go inside only.
yes. So you have to start the projects and the ideas within Kuwait. So if I'm gonna do local franchise, and I'm gonna do good quality and good product, and this quality and product and the company we're gonna be extended to the region, that's mean the core comes from Kuwait. So
Yes.
I'm starting to find, and I will encourage the rest of the entrepreneur. There is a chance to be good. You know what I mean?
Yes, because they will take the chance, and the government already is supporting them. They
Yes.
give them money, they give them loans, it's easy
They
to
support
start.
logically, logistic, everything that every entrepreneur looking for, starting from feasibility study, starting from marketing plan, starting from the product itself. Just get the idea and explain it, and see how how it will gonna be going with the new vision of New Kuwait, and you will find the full support from the government on it.
And we have also an envy of the world. We don't have taxes here
Yes.
in Kuwait. We only tax free, so you can do all things and you can get the
That's
efforts.
what we call it obstacle that other entrepreneurs worldwide that they are facing when they start the new startup project. They are facing it, and here you can see a lot of stories. Someone start his own company. After 5 years, this company worth millions. So that means there is everything is planned to do it. And as you know, the history of Kuwait, as I mentioned earlier to you, they based on the business.
Yes.
They are very good in business and they are very good in technology.
Yes.
If you're gonna mix these together, so it will reach up about doing business online.
Yes.
So it is reaching to the digitalization as well. And reaching to that one, it will help to reach for the Kuwait hub, economic hub.
Yes. Nowadays we don't need a physical shop to do the businesses or.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this question? Is as an expert in technology, let's talk about a different subject, which is tourism here in Kuwait. We are a small country. We are on the beach. We have a desert. We have beautiful desert. We can reach good, let's say, resorts or things like for tourism.
The tourist segment or expertise, it doesn't depend about one kind of tourist, which is the enjoying resorts and beach. There is a lot of elements goes on it, which is I can make medical tourist. I can make regional tourist. I can make a lot of. It doesn't depend about to have fun. In all cases, I will gonna have fun. But there is a kind of landscape here in Kuwait. It could, if you're gonna build kind of resorts, we have a long seaside in the Gulf area.
But the competition is fierce, as you know. We have.
Yeah, the competition, you can't start
with other countries, but we used to be the first. Yes.
See, and in my experience, as long as you have reached there once, you can reach.
You can come back.
You come back with it.
Of course.
So that means that where they standing? They standing up to here. I can start where they standing.
Yes.
I can, but that's why involving the community, we need to reach for that level. What do you think? I can make a poll for the certain engineers. We need to make Kuwait the best option resort that anyone can face.
Yes,
so I can encourage the tourists to come here.
Yes, I think we can do that, and one day we will.
Yeah.
Mr. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much for being with us. Creative Human Capital. This pillar aims at reforming the education system for the purpose of better preparing youth to become competitive and productive members of the workplace. Human capital is a concept used by economists to designate personal attributes considered useful in the production process. It encompasses employee knowledge, skills, good health, and education. Human capitals allow an economy to grow. When human capital increases in areas such as science, education, and management, it leads to increases in innovation, social well-being, equality, increased productivity, improved rates of participation, all of which contribute to economic growth. Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to your program, New Kuwait. In our program, we talk about our National Development Plan. And of course, we will talk more about self-development in this episode with our special guest, Maestro Trainer, Dr. Mohammed Afif. Hello and welcome, Dr. Mohammed.
Welcome back, Ibrahim.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. In the previous episode, we talked about reading. And this episode, you suggested that we need to give reading a try. So we'll talk more about...
We need more time.
Yes, reading. we talked about different subjects and reading. In this episode, we will continue about timing of reading. You told me a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I don't have a time. This is my opinion. I think the average viewer think, okay, I would like to start reading. Where do you suggest we start?
We start with, do you have time for eating? Yes. Do you have time for playing sport? Yes.
Yes.
Do you have time for practicing your hobby? Yes.
I
Do you
think
have
we get
time
the
to
message.
go camping? Yes. Do you have time for go to Jahur? Yes. Do you have time? You have time for all these things.
Yes.
The
Sure,
matter
of
is prioritizing.
How to do that?
Now, the point, if reading is one of my top priorities, I will create time for that reading. Time, I manage it. See, if the time is managing me, that's a different story.
Well, time management is another subject.
Yeah, it's another topic. But I'd like
It's
to
another subject, but it's really important.
It's important.
Yeah.
But here, if the reading is a priority, you will find more than enough time. More than enough time.
More than enough. So there is
For
time.
sure. Yeah,
Yes.
there's time if you decide to. So if you ask anybody who likes reading, he will tell you, see, let's say, okay, what do you have tonight? Okay, tonight I'm going to have to watch a movie, 2 hours. For God's sake,
Yeah.
2 hours. 2 hours. Fine. Now, reading, it's like if you just make it as a habit, let's say 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes each couple of days, it depends on your strategy. Now, once I believe in the benefit of reading, and I believe that it is really rewarding, people, they like the rewarding things.
Of course. That's why
Yeah,
they
it's
read.
rewarding. It's rewarding. Reading is rewarding.
Not only for knowledge, it's for pleasure also. When I read, I read nowadays because I am busy. Let's say the past maybe 6 months, my reading time is really low now. Maybe I read twice a week.
So it doesn't apply to you. You are a good reader anyways. But let's talk in general.
But I think I'm going
It's
down.
going low. Because the priority, there's something happens, there's
Yeah, of
something
course,
more
I need to
important comes in
relax.
the schedule and you have to, fine. But still, if you make it as a habit, you cannot live without it. If you make it as a habit, you cannot live without it. Now the point is that the rewards of reading, maybe because it's not direct, it's not immediate. The reward of reading is like you are building a character, you're building a personality, you're building a mentality, you're building an education. So the rewarding or the reward is a bit strategic. It will appear later on. But if you want it to appear later on, you have to start early. So people who think that reading is not beneficial, it's not useful, it's a waste of time, they don't have a priorities. And of course, I don't say that movies, you can learn through movies. Socializing, you can learn through socializing. Going to practice your favorite hobby, it's really an improvement process as well. I cannot say something different. But you have to understand that reading will give you this impact, this impact.
Your being, your kind.
Yes, people, they can notice if you are a good reader or no. When people, they sit with you, they start to discuss issues with you, they will know. See, now look at the influencers and the social media channels. You find yourself, you are gaining from them, while they are not good readers. They have just cut and paste, some information from here, some knowledge from here. They just bring it together. They talk in front of the phone camera, and things will go. And you start to gain knowledge from them, which is not the real source of knowledge.
Yeah.
The real source of knowledge is when you go to books. Now, reading again, some people, they will tell me that I can read audiobooks, or I can watch audiovisual books, or I can even read them as PDF. It's fine. I didn't say no.
They're all the same because you said it's knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge is still there. But we are talking about the traditional And the word traditional here, not in the bad meaning of it. No, the traditional way of reading is the best source of gaining knowledge.
I mean, it's reading.
We said that before when
yes,
we
in the
when you
previous
asked me
episode.
about the Google the previous series episode. You told me, or you asked me about the gaining knowledge from Google. I said it's okay, but you have to be an expert to gain the right knowledge. I mean, see, you're good in English because your major is English language.
Yeah.
And I can talk with you easily with this topic, which is, if you want to know the meaning of a word, you go to the dictionary.
Yes.
If you're good in English, you can know this is the meaning that you're looking for. If you're not expert, you will pick the wrong meaning.
Yes.
That happens with the reading person, with the person who reads. When he reads, he can notice, he can figure it out, he can see the right knowledge that he is gaining. But when he's not an expert, he cannot know if this is the knowledge that he's looking for or no.
Let me ask you this. Can someone go to Google and maybe let's give you an example, a full story of someone. Maybe someone is suffering from stress. He wants to manage stress and he wants to read about it. So he will, or she will type in Google how to manage
stress.
Books.
Books, it's fine.
You will find a lot of people, like for example, Tony Robbins, or all other people will talk about.
A lot of people that talk about
yes.
Stress.
So they are lost now.
They are lost because they are not experienced enough.
So how do you suggest they maybe choose the right books
if
to
you
read?
The more you read, the more expert you can be. I cannot tell you that you go to the Google and there is a skill to help you. The only skill that will help you is you read. You have read a lot. If you have read a lot, this will help you.
Because I have experience in reading. Nowadays, if you go to Play Books, which is in Android, and they have it also in Apple, they give you a sample of the book, maybe 20 to 30 pages.
Yeah, they
So
give
you
you
can
an
read.
overview of the book.
I always read these. When I read, I say,
but
no, this
generic,
book is not for
It's
me.
generic, general. It will give you a general idea.
Yeah, they give you the 30 pages of the book itself.
But still, you have to the remaining 170.
So if I like it, I buy it.
You go to it's fine.
So this is why I told you I am experienced to see the book.
It's fine. This is how to choose the book.
Yes.
But see, I get your point. I know where you come from exactly.
A lot of people, they take the book and read it. And,
I know.
And this book, it has no benefits to them.
It's fine. But at least you are done with it. Go to another one.
Maybe they will say, no, this book is...
No. Reading is not like this way.
Yeah.
Reading is not like this way at all. Reading is not to read because I need. No. It's read. I have read
Even
this.
if it's a bad book?
Even if it's a bad book, you are done with it. Put it aside. Go to the other one.
All right.
This is reading. Reading is not I have to choose the right book for the first time. No. Just like success.
You have to fail?
You have to fail to go to reach the success.
Well, this is interesting to know.
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
This is not reading. Reading is you read this book. Not appropriate. Leave it aside. The second book. Okay, leave it aside. Go to the other one. Then you go to this is reading.
So a lot of novels, they aimless. They just for to talk about empty things. They are not, doesn't have any benefits to us. So where do you suggest, maybe not in Google, you do seminars and you present your books, and I read your books. They're very interesting. But if I see you and I like what you say, I go, okay, this guy maybe has something. Let me read
His books.
Yes. I will compare you to Tony Robbins because he's the
That's
most
fine.
famous. I can see him in YouTube. He will talk. I said, oh, this guy has something.
Yeah, but
I go to their books.
through YouTube, you will see part of that knowledge you're looking for. But when you read the whole book, you will complete the idea. See, if I gave you part of my book, let's say my book is 20 pages,
Yes.
200 pages,
Yes.
and I have talked with you about like 20 pages, 40 pages, 50 pages. Still, it's not enough. You have to read the whole book to reach from the point number one to last point, to reach the whole idea, to form the knowledge that you're looking for. It's not enough. Half or quarter of things is not enough.
You have to.
You have to cover the whole if you are looking for real knowledge. You have to complete the story.
Yes. In the previous episode, you said something about the average reader in the Arab world, which is
That was too low, quarter page.
quarter page, and in America maybe 6 books.
See, this doesn't apply to me, doesn't apply to you.
Of course. Let's talk.
average.
Yes. To the Arab world, what do you say? Because you started this episode saying, do you have time to eat?
Yeah.
Do you have time to go to the Jahur?
Yeah.
Of
You
course,
have a lot of time to go to these things.
Eating is very important. Going to the Jahur is not that important. So you can replace Jahur with the
It's
reading.
important, but if you are just going to the Diwaniya like 3 times a week, let it be like 2 times and 1 time for reading. Simple as that.
So do you think we should read every day?
What I mean by intervally,
Make it in a habit.
making it to read intervally.
Make it a habit, yes.
So making it as a habit doesn't mean that it has to be on a daily basis. So maybe it's on a weekly basis. Maybe each couple of days, maybe each 3 days. I mean, a habit doesn't mean it's a daily. Daily is fine, but it can be a habit like every 2 days, every 3 days, every week.
Yes.
So don't forget that you have this portion that you need. You know the portion?
Yes.
So I have a portion of reading this week. Maybe I will take the whole portion today. I'm done. Next week.
I will tell you a really not very positive thing about this generation. I think we missed the train.
Generation Z is a problem.
So we missed the train. So now we will talk, let's focus on the newer generation.
It's fine.
So when we talk about in the social media, read, I don't see anyone telling me to read, actually. Even my son or my daughter.
You have 2 approaches, 2 methodologies. The first approach is to deal with them according to their own lifestyle. First approach. The second approach is to replace the recent or the available lifestyle now with something else. I don't know which works, but I believe that both we can apply both. Depends on either I go to their lifestyle and I provide them with reading through their own lifestyle, and audiobooks is one of the solutions.
Yes, of course.
Now the second one is to change the habit. I know it's difficult, but we can do it. It needs a generation. A generation.
Generation to change.
So our generation will start. The coming generation will continue.
That's beautiful.
You create the habit.
Yes. And especially we have to upload the audiobooks because when you drive, I have all the audiobooks.
Well, just listen to an audiobook.
It's very
Life is
interesting
going well.
and very enjoyable. That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed Afif. That was Maestro Trainer, Dr. Mohammed Afif. And with that, we conclude our episode. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.